Jurgen, sorry, just on that, is how do you deal with it? So, for instance, Mo spoke to a Spanish newspaper, and he said he was upset, or he was not upset, but he thought he might have been captain. But obviously, you gave it to a local boy for very good reasons. Would you explain that to him? Is it, as a manager, do you use the psychology?
That's a good example. So I was captain for a long time during my career. So and I always thought, what the heck of a job it is, because it's not a lot of benefits you get. It's just a lot of work you have with all the things around. So I didn't feel, or I don't feel really the importance of being captain. Yes, of being captain, we need one like Hendo, that's clear. But being captain for a game, I didn't realize how important that can be to players, because in this world nowadays we make a big fuss of everything, and I didn't realize it's that much a story for trend or stuff like this. The rule here is we have a players committee, and this players committee is John Henderson, James Milner, Virgil van Dijk, and Gini Wijnaldum. These are pretty much the four captains. You don't need four captains, but Hendo wears the captain's armband when he's not playing, then Millie. If he's not playing, both not playing, then Virgil. If all three are not playing, then Gini. So if they all cannot play, then it's usually the guy who is longest in the club, the player who is longest in the club. So, and that was, in my understanding, how I saw it, that was Trent. So he got it because he's longest in the club. And now I don't mean the youth career, so the professional career. Somebody told me after it would have been Divock Origi, that was then my fault, actually, if it's the case. But Div was on loan and stuff. So I didn't make it that complicated. I just decided Trent is longest in the club, so he has the armband. So yes, and I spoke, of course, to Mo afterwards about it, not before, but afterwards, when I realized it's not, it didn't work out that well. So, and we clarified that, and then he said it obviously in the interview again. So that's not a problem for me. So yes, he was disappointed, and I didn't do it on purpose. I just did what I did, and if I made a mistake, then it was that not Divock Origi was the captain that day.
Okay, just before we go to Dom to finish this particular part of the section, just a reminder to everybody that the embargo for what's been said since we went into this section is 10:30 p.m. Christmas Day, not tonight. 10:30 p.m. Christmas Day, the 25th. It's your responsibility if you're sending stuff on that they understand that the stuff isn't for the 10:30 p.m. tonight. Very important. Final question, Dom, and then we'll go to our Sunday guys. If they want to put their hands up, we'll get to as many as we can. Yes, Dom.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how do you obviously when the players have won everything that they have with you, and they are linked to big clubs like Madrid, like Barcelona, how do you keep it fresh for them? How do you keep everything fresh so they don't want to look elsewhere? Because again, that's a big challenge for you to keep it going all the time, that freshness.
I don't know.
No, you obviously created.
It's like this. We all want it, and if you want, then we all could look for something else if you want. But actually, I think the only reason to leave Liverpool in the moment is then really the weather. So, and even that is good. Yeah. What other reason could be there? This is one of the biggest clubs in the world. We pay good money. Maybe not the most in the world, but we pay good, and we have a sensational stadium with outstanding supporters. We have a fan base all over the world. So our colors are red, which is the nicest color anyway. So where's the reason? But you cannot force people to stay. But that's it. We never did, by the way. It's all about timing, the right moment, stuff like this. We make changes and bring players in. If a player wants to go, then we cannot probably not hold him back. It's just about wouldn't understand why somebody would want to go. Yeah. And when Mo answered the question, it was that these clubs might be interested, and he didn't rule out that imagine you would, okay, I'm different, because if you ask me, then it's a lot about that these things about your contract and stuff like this. But if you ask any player in the world who's not playing for Barcelona and Real Madrid, and then you ask him, can you imagine to play the police one day? And he would say, no, not for them, really Spanish and the big ones. And why should he say that? The only thing is that we will see. We will see. And about Liverpool, it's in the club's hands and stuff like this. That's, yeah, maybe true, maybe not true. It's about, it's not true, it's true 100%, but it's about talks and talking about the future and these kind of things. So it's really all fine. you obviously have not a lot to talk about. And that's why we make of one interview a really long story, which is completely